Let's turn now to everything going on with the coronavirus. And I guess, Anjalee, Khemlani, we can, I guess let's take this in order, maybe, right? So we find out that the president has taken remdesivir over the weekend. And from there, I guess he's going to be released from the hospital today. But can you maybe chart for us what we think we know has happened over the last 48 hours with the president?
Absolutely. So here's what we know. We know that he did receive supplemental oxygen while at the White House. I believe it was Thursday, and that's what spurred the decision then to take him to Walter Reed, which of course was pretty stunning, considering we could see him walk and no one was quite clear on what was happening. Following that, we know that he was given not just remdesivir, but also Regeneron's antibody cocktail, as well as dexamethasone. And that's kind of a confusing sort of treatment protocol because what doctors have said is that dexamethasone is typically given to more severe patients, those that require oxygen. So it's unclear at this time. Hopefully we're going to hear more, as you mentioned, from the White House physician and the team at Walter Reed shortly to get a handle and some more clarity on exactly what the president has been experiencing. We know that he did tweet just recently about his release at 6:30 saying, in quote, "Don't be afraid of COVID." Also a concerning message that some health experts are pointing out and has been repeatedly said, the access that the president received to specifically Regeneron's antibody cocktail, as well as other treatments, is something that most Americans do not have access to and therefore could have helped with his recovery.
All right, Anjalee, let's turn away maybe from the White House for a second. I know we're going to talk about it more later in the program. And of course, we are still awaiting the president's physician, Dr. Sean Conley, set to speak to reporters soon. Let's talk about what's happening here in New York City, because there's a lot of news on school closings in a couple of neighborhoods in Brooklyn and in Queens. Obviously, there's the subplot of the fight between Governor Cuomo and Mayor de Blasio. But this is really the first concrete step we've seen, at least here in the tri-state area, to change or tighten any restrictions that had been relaxed. It's been very measured here, as we all know, but this is now a change, and one wonders if this is the beginning of something bigger.
Well, this is kind of what has been anticipated for this time of year. We've heard repeatedly from health experts that around this time of year, flu season and COVID are going to coincide and create a really big problem. And we are going to see that increase in cases because it is an upper respiratory disease. So looking at it from the New York standpoint, yes, we know that Governor Cuomo did not go ahead and tighten restrictions on businesses, but we know that Mayor de Blasio is in fact going to be going ahead with that. And the closing down of schools and moving to distance learning is a step that had been discussed. There had been some districts in some areas around the country that didn't even bother to chance it, saying that it just makes sense to stay away rather than risk being in person. And we've heard from many health experts talking about how the outbreak is not yet flattened in the US the way it is in other Asian countries or places that have reopened. So even though New York was doing very well, New York City specifically, this is that time of year that is concerning, and everyone should be remaining vigilant.
And many more months of cold weather to go here in the Northeast and really across the entire hemisphere.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.